It's about that time of day again here, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. You know what time of day it is. It's time to get this newsletter going here for this evening. It is Tuesday evening, May 20th, 2014. My name is Joseph James, broadcasting live from our corporate headquarters here in Los Angeles, California. A sunny afternoon here in LA. Hope you guys had a fantastic Tuesday. I'll tell you right off the bat here, one of the best things I love about being a trader is that you can be completely wrong and still make a killing in the market today. What am I talking about? Well, you better stay tuned because we saw exactly what we didn't expect today out of the Russell, and we still were able to make a pretty good little penny of profit off it. All right, stick around for that. Tonight in the newsletter, we'll talk about what we didn't have happen today on the Russell. We'll talk about the markets today. Crude pulls back, just as expected. Gold trades sideways, just as expected. And the Russell, a little bit of a curveball there. We were thinking higher prices on the Russell. We got lower prices. We'll talk about what happened today. Then, once we know what happened today in the markets, we're going to grab a look at tomorrow's price action, and we're going to get ready for a Wednesday, which, of course, is right in between the beginning and the end of this shortened holiday week, Memorial Day weekend. And then we're going to grab the news for tomorrow, and we're going to open up some charts and make sure we're all prepared for tomorrow's price action. Everything we talked about today, within reason, you'll see in a second, right, pretty much came out to fruition today. A very, very accurate newsletter last night and a very profitable session for us in our trade room today. Before we jump into it, I do want to remind you folks, you got to get over here to sidewaysmarkets.com. There's a link right below the video. If you're watching this video on our YouTube page, make sure you follow that link, head over to Sideways Markets, and when you get here, below the video, right, below the YouTube video, you're going to see a link that says click here to download today's newsletter, charts, and commentary. Why do I put those there? I put those there so that you can watch my video while having the downloaded charts right next to the video. And then tomorrow, you can have those charts with you tomorrow while you're trading either with me in my trade room or on your own. All right? I can't imagine you wouldn't want to be with me tomorrow in the trade room, but we'll let you guys make the decision. So make sure you get over to Sideways Markets and make sure you click on that link below the video to download all of today's charts so you have them for either later tonight or tomorrow morning. Also, two more things. I have a special invitation for each and every one of you guys. Come out and join me in my live trade room tomorrow afternoon. I would love to demonstrate for you in real time how we use all these charts, how we take trades in our trade room. I want to show you just how good we are and just how simple this stuff really can be. A lot of people assume that being a day trader has to be complicated. I completely disagree. And I challenge you, come out and see me tomorrow, and I'll show you exactly what simple trading looks like. Also, too, if you find value in this nightly newsletter, I want to remind you guys to share the newsletter with a friend, right? Don't go hogging all the resources. Pass this along to a friend, and make sure you tell that friend to join our nightly newsletter mailing list. That means every evening, you're going to get an email from me right about 8 o'clock Eastern Time letting you know that the newsletter is up for tonight. That way, you don't need to be hanging out all day long. You'll know exactly when the newsletter goes live. Alrighty? So now you know, guys, get over to sidewaysmarkets.com, follow the link below the video to download all the charts for today. Don't forget to join the newsletter list and come out and see me in the trade room tomorrow afternoon. Alright? Enough chit-chat here. JJ, let's keep going. Let's jump right in here this afternoon to our crude oil futures. This is my VIP chart. Today we saw another day of a less than 100 tick range. Getting kind of consistent with that now. So remember, we got to adapt to this. We're not seeing those big ranges right now out of crude. It's all the blame on Putin, right? Point the finger at him. He's the one. I'm kidding with you. A lot of it, though, has to do with what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in Russia, and at the same time, we still haven't seen China pull out of their nosedive and their economy. So we get a little bit of some sniffles right now, right, for the global economy right now. Everybody's a little bit distracted. The big deal is that crude is pulling back. We talked about this last night. Now, don't take my word for it. Go back, watch last night's newsletter, And in last night's newsletter, my exact words were, we've got this bull channel, and if you measure the bull channel, we see a projection up to 104. Now, obviously, I know we're quite a ways away from that right now. But as you can see, though, if I connect the dots here, I have a nice, easy projection up to the 104 area. All right. Now, that number is going to become very important as we go forward tonight because I got a couple more charts for you guys to look at. But again, go back and watch last night's newsletter, and my exact words were, we're probably going to pull back, get to the lows of this range. My exact specifics were, don't be surprised if we run into that prior week close. So I was expecting us to go a little bit lower here today. And now, just like I said yesterday, here we go. Now we're ripe for the taking here for these buyers. They pulled back, the big money got in. Because remember, if you're a big lot trader, if you're managing $1 trillion of other people's money, you can't just buy. You've got to buy when the market lets you in. So most big money traders were probably scaling into positions as this price went lower, right? Put yourself in their shoes. You've got $100 million. You're going to be buying 100 contracts here, 100 more as it goes lower, 100 more as it goes lower. And so now you've put together a multi-million-dollar position here on crude at these lows. And so what we can assume is going to happen now is if anything rattles these cages out of Russia, if we get some bullish news tomorrow out of the Fed minutes tomorrow afternoon, we'll talk about that in a second, but we have all the makings now for a push higher going into the end of the week. Now, obviously, I can't predict. I don't even like to say the word predict. I anticipate we're going to go higher, but you know me, tomorrow morning, I'm going to run right into my trade room tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to look and see what the opening print looks like. We're going to do some opening bell analysis. And if we see us pushing above this 102.77, which is a key number for us right now, above 102.77, we know those buyers are going to be red hot. So most important levels right now are going to be 103.09 overhead, 102.77, and then I don't expect us to get to 104 tomorrow. But heck, this is crude we're talking about here. It wouldn't be that big of a surprise. So as we go higher here, 104 would definitely be the move. I think a more accurate move here would be a symmetrical push from this low. So if we went low to high here, low to high, oopsie daisy, there's 104. There you go again. So never mind. I take that back. We're looking at 104, going to be the next projection. I can draw a trend line here. So, okay, so now we get a little bit better idea of where our target's going to be here overhead. Again, I'm watching very closely right now this 102.77, 103.09, and then depending on when we get there, that little trend line that I drew up there, that will be another target, and maybe 103.50, 103.60, depending on when we get there. All right, so I drew that trend line here from these two highs. And now you can see here we got that ripe, ready for the pickings here. Now, I might be wrong, all right? I'm wrong all the time. And one of the great things about being a trader is that I can make money when I'm wrong too. It's kind of like being a baseball player. If I can hit 3 out of 10 fastballs, I'll be a Hall of Fame baseball player. If I can get 3 out of 10 of my trade calls correct with the proper risk management, risk-reward ratios, I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame too. So it's all the same stuff. So what I'm thinking is, we still have this prior week close here. We haven't touched that prior week close yet. If these sellers really have a hold tomorrow, we're going to go right to that 102, 102.01. All right, so as we go lower here, if we go lower, be on the lookout here. Levels below me, 102.01. Actually, obviously, 102.13, that's the low of day. That'll be the biggest number we'll look at. 102.01, I got 101.61 and 101.27 for targets as we go lower. 64 ticks of range today. We saw the opening price bearish, the closing price bullish, the volume bearish here. So it definitely tells us those sellers were in charge all day today. I can't predict this tomorrow, but again, if we see those bulls grab hold here overnight above 102.77, don't say I didn't warn you. We're going right to 103.09, and then potentially here, again, depending on when we get there, I'm going to use that trend line here for my final target tomorrow morning. All right? If we go lower, I've got the prior week close. I've got the 101.61 and 101.27 here for the old Texas T tomorrow. All right, now we know what we're looking at for the black gold. Let's now move forward here over to that mighty mini Russell. Now, I was joking around with you a little bit this afternoon, saying that I was wrong, but still made profit, and definitely did so. We caught a nasty runner today in the trade room and made a huge profit on the way. If you remember, what I said my exact words were last night is, since we had finished the session yesterday up near the highs, we were expecting to see a little bit more of that to go up to the prior week high today. That's what I was anticipating on last night's newsletter. But you'll also remember, again, go back and rewind the tape, go watch last night's newsletter. You'll also remember that I'm always preparing for everything. In fact, one of the things I think we're very good at in our trade room is being ready for up, down, and sideways. What if price goes up? We were prepared to buy all the way up to this prior week high. What else did I say? What if price goes sideways? What I said was, don't be surprised if we get stuck in the mud at this prior week open, right? The prior week open. These dotted lines are all going to be sticky points. But then what did I say? I said, all right, if we go lower, we're going to most likely collapse right back down to the prior week close. And if you remember with me in the trade room today, where was our target for that runner? The prior week close. Wait. You mean you actually use this information in your trade room? Funny how that's just crazy enough to work. Wow, absolutely. So we came out this morning, we saw the opening bell ring, we were right where we left off. Was there any question at all about who was in charge? Hell no. It was nothing but sell. And so, of course, well, I'm not going to think we're bullish at that point. So what did I do? We jump into the short. We find out there's my dotted line, there's my prior week close, and it was oopsie daisy right on down. Made over $1,000 in just a few minutes of trading early this morning. Then we rattled around here. I got out of the trade a little bit too early, if you guys recall today. It did push lower. I was expecting it to go to that 94. It went to 94. It went a little bit past 94. Possibly a little bit of a trend line there. Kept us up there at 94. But I think, though, the most important thing that we see on this chart right now is look where the volume is. Where's the volume? The volume spike is at 1099.8. What's my prior week close? The exact same price. Coincidence? Not a chance. No such thing as coincidences here, guys. This volume tells us right now that we are still balanced here on the good old Rusty. I can't quite make a prediction right now because we're seeing lower lows, closing near the lows, but the volume is still towards the middle of this range. And remember, the volume is the most important clue we get. So right now, I really can't tell you where we go tomorrow. I have to guess. If I had to guess, I would say we go lower, right? I mean, we're making lower lows here. We're getting lower highs. On this chart, though, I don't have much more information for you. But hold on tight. I'm going to keep the suspense going here because we got another chart to look at in just a few moments. Obviously, though, if we go higher, my levels above me are going to be the prior week open at 11.3 and the prior week high at 11.35, right? Those are my important levels above me here. I'll also throw in 11.15. So very important levels overhead. The prior week high, right, at 35s. The little range high here, we'll say 15s, 11.15. The prior week open, 11.11. All right, as we go higher here, as we go lower, 84.7, 78.7. And you can see here we have a trend line drawn in here. We'll call that 1071. All right, those will be our important levels for tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, if we jump in short right at the opening bell, I'm going to be using those levels for my runner targets. All right, and again, don't forget, guys, don't do this alone. I tried to do this alone over 10 years ago, and I got my butt kicked. All right. If you're losing money, if you're a donor right now, right? If you're a trading donor to the market right now, you need a better plan. It doesn't need to be difficult. And I've got a great plan we execute every morning in our trade rooms. Come out and join me tomorrow. There's the Russell. Now we can't forget about the big winner of the day today. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, gold, here's gold again, sitting inside of its last week's range. So a lot of the same stuff that we've been seeing. But hey, what did we talk about last night? What was the plan last night in last night's newsletter? What was it, guys? Buy the lows, sell the highs, and what does Mama say? Don't fiddle with the middle, right? She says stay the heck out of the way of the middle. So we know we're not going anywhere near the middle. What was our plan, though? My exact words in last night's newsletter. Buy those lows. And what do you think happened? Absolutely. Look at this. We opened up with a gap lower this morning. Okay, gap down here. We finished yesterday at the lows. We opened at the lows. There were immediate selling opportunity this morning. We made, what did we do this morning, guys? What was it, $500? I think it was like 55 ticks. We made off the short right at the opening bell. So that was easy, right? Made a nice $500 there. But look what we have here. The prior week low. Now, how on earth would you ever know to buy that low? Gosh, boy, I wish somebody would have told us. Oh, wait a second. That's exactly what we said to do. And as you can see here, that's exactly what happened this morning. We might just be onto something here on this newsletter at School of Trade. So we go lower. Now remember, guys, I'm not putting a buy order right here. That would be trading suicide, right? If you just put a buy order waiting there, it won't take too long before they tie you up and put you in one of those little padded cells where nobody can hurt you, right? Where you can't hurt yourself because you're crazy. You can't just buy that low. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that price to reverse and then whoop, right back up. Where are we going? Where's my targets? Dotted lines, right? Prior week open, prior week close. Guys, it's easy. It's easy as long as you know what to be looking for. All right? So we gapped down at the open, selling short right at the opening bell. We did that with everybody this morning in the trade room. Then we get down to those lows. We bounce off the lows, get back in long, and you're right back up into the middle again. Buy the lows, sell the highs. Don't fiddle with the middle. Are there any guesses what we might be doing tomorrow? I'm going to say probably a little bit of the same, all right? I'm going to go out and draw a couple trend lines here for you guys, these lows. We're going to continue here as we go to these lows, looking for buying opportunities right back up, all right? Keep it up. Keep it up. We're having a great month of May on the gold futures. So right back in the middle, shocker. And now tomorrow, we know exactly what the plan is. If I go lower, I'm buying it. If I go higher, I'm going to sell those highs. Now, you'll get a chance tomorrow if we do open up higher. If the personality is strong, we'll definitely take a look at buying that. But just remember, if we open up in the middle tomorrow of this range, what do we know about this? What did Mama say? Stay the heck out of the way of the middle. All right? Be careful tomorrow around that $12.98 to $13.00 on gold tomorrow. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now that we know what today brought, right? Now that we know what happened today, before we jump into our charts for tomorrow, don't cheat. Let's get ready for tomorrow's news. Now, here's what we always like to do in our trade room. We go through the motions. What day of the week? Tomorrow's a Wednesday. What week of the month? Fourth week of the month. What month of the year? The month of May. What day of the week, what week of the month, what month of the year. This is going to walk you through all of those important questions to be asking. Now, this is where my 13, almost 14 years of experience come in handy. I've seen a million of these Wednesdays in May, right? I've seen a bunch of these. Here's what to expect for tomorrow. Now, Wednesday is always going to be a day where crude oil traders cringe a little bit because Wednesday is inventory day. Now tonight we saw the API number. Let me double check that real quick, guys. Tonight we saw the API number. Hold on one second. I just gave it to our guys in the chat room. It was another draw. We were down negative 10.3 million tonight on the inventory. So tomorrow, Wednesday morning, the 21st, we know to expect a little bit of slop and chop on crude because we got inventories at 10:30. We got minus 10.3 million barrels in tonight's API number. It's the largest draw since December 2013. Okay, so it's a big, big draw in inventories. That should be what? What would a draw in inventories tell me? Well, it's either bullish or bearish. It's either because we got too much supply or not enough demand. Or we got too much demand and not enough supply. If I have a draw in inventories, that means I have less inventories. Think of it as a shoe store. If my shoe inventory is going lower, what does that mean? That means I'm either getting a lot of shoe orders or I'm not getting enough supply from the manufacturer. Now, let's think about this for a second. We got Putin and his whole shirt thing, right? Putin took his shirt off, right? So we, of course, know the whole shenanigans in Ukraine and Russia. We know that is fundamentally bullish for crude. What else did we talk about? We talked about this last night. What did I say last night? What's on Friday? What's on Saturday? Memorial Day weekend. The summer driving season. So we've got shenanigans in Russia. We've got the summer driving season. And then wait. We have the lowest draw since December 2013. Oh gosh, if this isn't bullish, guys, what is? We've got lower inventories. We've got fundamentals telling us that price should be going higher with the summertime driving season, the shenanigans in Russia. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something? Because it sounds to me like we have all the fundamentals lining up right now, going right along with those technicals. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm glad I don't own a boat because I can easily see crude oil futures at 104 before we hang up our hats on Friday morning for the Memorial Day weekend. All right? There's a lot of big clues here coming out right now that have me looking to buy crude. Now remember, I can't predict. I can't close my eyes and buy crude right now. All I can do is stay patient and wait for the proper entry opportunities. That's how a smart trader does it. All right, because I'll go broke before the market turns around and goes higher if I just guess right now. Okay, so tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m., that's the big news for crude traders. But here is another very important news event tomorrow, and that is tomorrow afternoon with the FOMC meeting minutes. Now, the meeting minutes are 3 weeks old, but everybody seems to try to dig through those things. I don't know why, but hey, nobody cares about what I think. Only thing that matters is what everybody else is doing, all right? If everybody else puts weight on the FOMC meeting minutes, then so do I. So the bottom line is, tomorrow morning, be patient on crude. Don't be surprised if you get a little bit hung up tomorrow on crude ahead of that inventory number, right? We always talk about that. Be patient before 10:30. And then don't forget, whenever we have a big news report in the afternoon, usually lunchtime, which under normal conditions is 11:30. Usually we're going to start seeing lunchtime around 11 o'clock. So be aware. We got major news tomorrow afternoon. That means good old Johnny Bag of Donuts there on the pit. He's got to go to get his Subway $5 footlong and come back for that news. So he's going to be leaving early from the pit to go to lunch and then come back. Okay, so it really is that simple. Okay, floor traders, hedge fund managers, prop traders, they're going to go to lunch early so they can come back early and get ready for that FOMC report. All right? Now, you can see also here, guys, we've got Janet Yellen tomorrow. There's nothing important there. She's over at Yankee Stadium doing some NYU address for all the rich kids. And then, of course, you got the petroleum status report and you got the FOMC meeting minutes, right, at 2 o'clock. That's our major news for tomorrow. Again, I want to remind you, though, hop, skip, and a jump away to the end of the week. We get an early close here going into Memorial Day weekend. All right, going to Memorial Day weekend. So very, very excited to see what tomorrow brings. I can't wait to see what tomorrow's inventory number comes out as, because I'll tell you, there may be some serious fireworks tomorrow afternoon on crude. All right, guys? Moving forward here, here's my mighty Russell. Let's roll those sleeves up and let's get ready to see what we're getting tomorrow. Now, we were expecting this morning to see a little bit of a push higher here today, right? We had projected last night that we were bullish at the closing bell, but clearly something changed. We slipped and fell. This is a great example here. We had this reversal line right about 11:02, right? Remember this morning, guys? We got above the reversal line, went back below it, used that level as resistance, and now we're headed lower here to the 1086.5 area. Now, we've got the green light right now to be selling short. We're below all the key moving averages. We've got a lower low. We've got a lower high, right? Definitely not bullish. So what my plan is right now, I'm looking to sell short with each new lower low. I'm looking to sell the 1102, the 1105, the 1109, the 1112, and have a profit target down bottom here at 1086.5, 1078.7. And then here's something quite interesting. We were talking about this morning in the trade room as we were counting up all the money that we had made on the short on the Russell this morning. And here's what I'm thinking. Last week, last Thursday specifically, we had pushed all the way from the highs all the way down last Thursday to make new lows, right? That was the Thursday before OPEX Friday. OPEX Friday then kind of sat here, and then, of course, Monday we pushed higher. So OPEX Friday was a waste last week, but remember, last Thursday we made lower lows. Okay, that's not that big of a deal until you go back here and you realize, wait just a second. Last Friday, 2 Fridays ago, we made a lower low again. Now, I'm not sure if you were watching this a couple weeks ago, but I gave you guys last week, what was it again? It was like 1084.7, I think it was. I can't recall the exact number, but basically we have the daily chart 200 moving average. The daily 200 moving average is right around here, all right? This is where we have, for whatever reason, there are some significant buyers that are stepping in and protecting these lows right now. Now, what happened in the past, it's not guaranteed to happen again in the future, but dare I say, 2 Fridays ago, we made a significant lower low. Last Thursday, remember last Friday was OPEX, so we got to kind of think it was last Friday. Last Thursday, we get another lower low. And you see the pattern here? They're defending it and then collapsing right back down. Defending it and I don't know. What do you think? Who's with me on this? Anybody? Anybody with me on this? I think we might see another push lower here going into the end of the week. It would make all the sense in the world. It's happened the last 2 weeks. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Draw a little trend line here off these lows. And now, how did I miss that trend line earlier? Yeah, that trend line is going to be a good important one there. So now, look where we go now. Now, do you see what I'm talking about? Now you see why I'm so excited? There's some money to make here this week, boys and girls. There's some money to make here right now. Lower low, I've got targets here for the shorts, 1086.5. Now remember, I got these trend lines below me here. So trend line 1, trend line 2, and then, boy, I can't imagine we go there quickly, but by the time we're done this week, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1060. 1060, that whole area down there. I got 2 targets at 1060 and at 1044, right, using symmetrical projections. Members, ask me for help with that tomorrow morning. The trade will be more help. So I'm bearish on the Russell, and I got some great selling opportunities here overhead. I've got targets below me. Don't forget those trend lines, and don't forget the 1060 and the 1044 for later on this week. All right, guys? As we go lower, I'm selling short here as we go lower. I will be looking for the blood to hit the water here, right? Once we get to that lower low here below that 1078.8, 1078.7. All right, guys? Selling short here on the Russell here going into tomorrow. How about that gold? Is this the same chart from yesterday? It looks almost identical, doesn't it? It certainly does. Now, last night on the newsletter, we gave you guys that exact buy. You get the buy at 1290, the buy at 1287, the buy at 1284.6. What am I missing here, guys? Nothing, right? This is easy money on gold right now. This is easy, easy money. We gave you guys the buy earlier this week, the sell, the buy. Now we're back inside the middle again. So what's my plan on gold? It's the same exact thing we talked about in the VIP chart first thing in this newsletter. What's my plan? Buy the lows, sell the highs, stay the heck away from the middle. Stay away from the middle, that's what Mama said. As price goes higher, I'm selling the highs. As price goes lower, I'm buying those lows. I will keep doing this until this fails. And I've got levels above me at 1309, 1301.5. I've got levels below me, 1287, 1284, 1277, 1273, 1269. All right? These are all going to be areas to buy. All we need now is price to do its thing, move to those lows so I can buy those lows, move to the highs so I can sell those highs. Now you know the plan on gold. And then, of course, how could we forget about the good old Texas tea, the black gold? We got crude oil futures here. Now, as I said before, tomorrow we've got some significant news here. Got some big-time news tomorrow we're watching. We got the shenanigans coming out of Ukraine and Russia. We've got the whole summer driving season getting started. And then tomorrow, boy, if we see that inventory number, this could be a rocket ship higher here tomorrow. I've been saying this for months now. Just be thankful we're not above 105 right now. If this was 2012, we'd be at 110. We would. For some reason, though, and I think that some reason is China, can't really be too certain, and I don't need to really be too certain. It doesn't matter why, right? Too many traders worry about why. In the time they spend worrying about why, they miss the where and the when. Who cares about why? I'll wipe my tears with $100 bills, all right? So next time somebody says, hey, where do you think crude's going tomorrow? You say, I don't care. All I care about is I know where it's going right when I open my charts, and I'm finding the right pattern. That's all I care about, all right? So bullish on crude. Nothing has changed. I've got buy zones here at 102.18, 101.66, 101.40, and 192. I don't think we pull back that far, but remember what I said last night. Last night's newsletter, if we do just drop here like a rock, remember, I'm not putting just blanket buy orders here. I'm waiting for price like we're doing right now. We pulled back into the 102.18. We found our entry pattern long, and now we're seeing if this price wants to go higher. If it drops through it, that's fine. I'll look to buy the next level. All I can do is look for these buy zones to act as support, reverse and go higher, and then I'm grabbing the buying opportunity to capitalize on the move back higher. I've got targets overhead at 102.92, 103.44, and oh boy, there's your 104 right there, 104.06. As you can see here, these are all easy to find buyers' targets, and I've even got one up top here at 105. All right, guys? Very interesting to see what's going to happen tomorrow. This has been an incredible week here. The month of May has been a great month. I hope you guys are profiting from this. I hope you're learning a little bit more every day with me, guys. And remember, don't forget to share this information with a friend. All right? Don't hog all the information. That's one of the best things about being a trader. The well never runs dry. I can share all this information with as many people as my heart desires, and I'm never going to have a trouble making my own money. By you sharing this information with a friend, you increase the odds of your own success. It's backwards. I know, right? There's no other industry in the world that you would ever dream of sharing your trading ideas with anybody else because you're worried about them taking your money, right? It doesn't happen in day trading. It's the most amazing industry in the world. I probably don't need to tell you why, right? What a great industry we're in. Guys, my wife Megan and I, we created SchoolOfTrade.com over 10 years ago. We are the leading place on the web to earn and learn. We offer 3 different levels of membership, and we get a free trial. This free trial is better than any other paid membership in the business. You're going to learn more in the free trial than you will paying for this information anywhere else. Give me a call here in the office, shoot me a Skype message, drop me an email, join the free trial, or come out and see me tomorrow in the trade room. And guys, that will do it for me this evening, the 20th of May. My name is Joseph James, broadcasting live from our corporate headquarters in sunny, cool Los Angeles, California. I want to thank you guys for coming in and seeing me here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember to learn it so you can earn it. And we'll see you in the morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.